Good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. We have two goals in today's episode. Once we get into the episode, the first thing we want to do a brief update on the status of the Taal Volcano evacuee fund that we set up on GoFundMe. And the second thing we want to do is we want to give you some real live kind of pictures or video of what the volcano looks like at this point right now. All we see here on our website is a lot of little things flashing that show little earthquake activity and not a lot going on with the volcano at this point right now as well. Plan is to hop in the Hilux, drive as close to the side of the lake as possible, launch from that location, and see if we can actually get much closer to the volcano. So that's the plan for today, and I'm sticking to it. Well, as you can see, or not, maybe you can hear or not, it's quite breezy here today. I hope that's not going to be the condition when we try to launch a drone, because as you know, the drone doesn't like really high wind velocities when it's trying to do its flight. We're going to take a chance today. So let's go ahead and get today started. Now without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now before we get in the meat and potatoes, hey Upone, before we get in the meat and potatoes of today's episode, you're probably wondering, James, we keep telling you, put on your mask. Well, I will tell you, for this location right here, I don't know what it is. We are protected by something right here. We don't have a heck of a lot of ash strewn out all around this subdivision. I went into Lipa yesterday to pick up some supplies for the subdivision, because I'm on the board of directors and we had some broken things that need to be done. And I went over to Wilcon, and Wilcon is actually northeast of here, and you would think it would be clear, but there was lots and lots of volcanic ash all over the parking lot. I had to wear my mask when I went there yesterday. It was so bad. But right here, I don't know. And we're lucky right now, the way the wind is blowing, it's not coming from the direction of the volcano, so it's pretty clear. You don't see hardly any residue of any ash on any of the leaves or vegetation. So that's the update on that. That wasn't part of the updates. The evacuees. I stopped down by the evacuation center at Barangay Hall yesterday. I coordinated with the folks who are managing the assets down there. Asked them what are the things once the funds come in from the GoFundMe Taal Volcano Evacuee Fund, established just a few days ago, and they said they're going to prepare a list of the most needed items, but they're good right now. So even though we have a temporary hold through GoFundMe until they have to do an evaluation, and I already sent a second follow-up request for information on that, just to let you know I'm proactive on this. But I asked them for the list of what is the most needed items, where they expect to be short of in the next couple of weeks, and they're preparing that, and we'll be able to sustain those folks until such time that they are able to go back. They decide, the government officials decide that it's safe to go back in that area, which I think it's going to be some time to come. I really do. It's a mess out there. So that's the update on the evacuee. And next thing is we are going to do a attempt to drive closer to Taal Lake to do a drone overview, so you can see real-time, up-to-date what it looks like. I have no idea. It's a beautiful day today, just a little bit of wind, but we do have beautiful blue skies right now, so I want to take advantage of that as quick as possible. So let me quit jabbering here, jump in the Hilux, and head on over towards Taal Lake region. Alright, so with our drone, our camera, our mask all in place, let's go on a journey. Let's see how close we can get to the volcano and experience what it's like going in the area that's like the no man's land. While I'm stuck in traffic here in downtown Lipa proper, as they call it, which is it's the very center of the main part of town. What I'm going to try to achieve today, as far as there's like 3 options that we have, looking for a good vantage point to get some video from the volcano. One, which is going to be my first option that I'm going to select today, is I plan on driving near that resort that we went and showed you about a week ago, or about a few days before the volcano actually erupted. We visited a resort called La Virginia. The road that you take to go to La Virginia ends up going to Bolete. Bolete is right on the edge of the Taal Lake. Now, I know we're not going to get to Bolete, because I'm sure that's all off limits. I doubt we'll even get to where we can go to La Virginia. But what we're going to do, we're going to see how far we possibly can go without being restricted, without being stopped. Now, should that fail, the next option that I'm thinking about doing is going towards our family's house over in San Jose. San Jose is very close to the airbase, Ferdinand Air Base here, and that will also give us about a 5-kilometer advantage over from where we flew from our house, the backyard. So every possibility to get closer, the better. Then the very last option is to get on the Star Tollway, and the Star Tollway that goes from Lipa to Batangas City. If you go just a little bit further from where the toll point is, that's a very close point also. Because remember, we always stop just on the other side of the Star Tollway. That's about the distance, the maximum distance that we can do. So that's the objective for that. Now, I also want to talk about, there's kind of a mistake on my part, and many of you caught it. I was installing a piece of software that allows you to do live streaming. You remember we did live streaming last year, I believe it was sometime last year. And to be able to do live streaming on YouTube, you just can't go on YouTube and click live streaming. You have to have either some hardware, specialized hardware or specialized software on your computer. And basically what you do, they do a connection with your YouTube channel. YouTube will create a link basically for them to talk together. Now, when I wiped out my computer, remember I had to wipe it out because we had some adware, some malware that was on there, and I wiped everything out. All the software that I used before it was gone. I am still in the process of rebuilding all the applications that I had on there from before. It's a slow process right now because there's so many events going on, and that's a low priority. But what I did was I installed, I believe it's OBS, I can't remember what that stands for, and I think that was the same software that I used previously on the computer to enable the live streaming. Well, I installed it, but I forgot what my settings were, and I also forgot what how to operate everything. And there's so many selections inside. It's a little bit of a learning curve. Well, I got on there and I got everything to talk with each other, and I don't think I had some of the video and audio settings quite right. But that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to test everything so that I can give you the best quality audio and video once we do a live stream at some point in the future. Well, I ended up hitting the live stream, and I thought I put it on private. And there's 3 options you have on YouTube. You have public, you go public, and everything goes out when you do public. Everything goes out when you do public. That's normal. That's how you would normally send out your video so everybody can see. And the next option is private, and there's another option, I forgot what it is, but one of them, anybody with a link can see it, one of them, only you can see it. Well, I thought I put private on there, and somehow it went to public, and I'm just doing testing and all. And long story short, you guys saw me kind of goofing off in front of the camera, and as soon as somebody popped up in the chat, and you popped up extremely fast, you popped up like within seconds. So there are people that are monitoring our YouTube channel and are very active with wanting to see what's going on the channel, and thank you very much for that. But I started getting all these comments. Yep, it's working, we can see you. I'm like, oh no, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Anyway, but thank you guys for catching that for me, and I was glad I wasn't walking around in my pajamas or shirtless or anything like that. And also, I would like to send out a thank you to Greg Cooner, who immediately responded to me after my botched attempt at my live stream, my private live stream yesterday. He sent me some tips on because he has a lot of experience doing the live streaming. So he sent me some tips and an email with some screen captures of some of the things that he does to improve his streaming service on his channel as well. So anyway, Greg, thank you very much for that. So we are right now directly in front of the main gate of Fernando Air Base. So what we'll do, if it's open, if the road is actually open, if you turn on the west side of Fernando Air Base, it takes you to a couple of resorts. One of them is the resort that we're going to try to get as close to as possible, and the other one was Sherkan. That was probably one of the very first episodes that we did here in the Philippines prior to starting my PI Dream as a building adventure. Well, looks like this road is not blocked off, so that's a good sign. That's one thing. That's one step closer. We'll take our chance and continue to go down the road that follows along the west side of Fernando Air Base. I did see a sign back there that said there's a command center set up for the volcano activity, and that was on the corner of the main road and the air base. Now, something I'd like to touch base on briefly while I'm on this journey is the fact that this is actually big fiesta time here in the Philippines. Lipa City itself, Lipa City is they're into like day 3 of the fiesta, and it's usually packed. It's usually, you can't do anything daytime and nighttime down there, but it's like a ghost house because most of the people in Lipa, they're working with evacuation activities, assisting with all of the volcano evacuees and the shelters, and doing what they can do to make the transition from the volcano area to this location out here, or the location in Lipa, as comfortable as possible. All right, well, we are right to the point where we turn, where we would normally go to La Virginia and Sherkan. So what I am trying to do here is continue to monitor to see if there's going to be a sign that says stop. You can't go any further. So far, so good. Now, I've gone through 2 of the PNP checkpoints, but they weren't manned. So, so far, so good. We're about 2.4 kilometers from La Virginia. Now, I just passed by a jeepney that seemed to be stocked up. The entire back of the jeepney was filled with coolers, probably transporting food that needed to be on ice, probably, to the people back here. We're getting closer. I really didn't think we would get this far. We'll see whenever there is a stopping point, somebody actually physically stops us. This is incredible where I'm parking right here. This is an observation site, and I'm not going to get a better place to get a view of the volcano from here. We'll get off of this camera, we'll get on to another camera, and I'll show you what I'm looking at right here. Then we'll execute the deployment of the drone. All right, well, we just landed the drone, and with only 2% battery, I did not think the drone was going to make it. I thought we were going to drop it inside Taal Lake. It was really serious. We had like about a 15-mile-per-hour headwind coming back, and it was slowing it down so bad, and the recalculation of the return home was really bad. I can't do that again. That was really dangerous. Well, anyway, I want to introduce you here to some of the members of this community that are dealing with this on a day-to-day basis. And one of the spokesmen for the community is a counselor here. I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell a little bit of the story about what they're doing, talk a little bit about the lockdowns, and what your folks are doing on a day-to-day basis here.
My name is Raymart here in Barangay Manggahan on Mataas na Kahoy Municipality. And as of now, we are doing so much very busy because of many people, many barangay at this municipality is very locked down, and also we also need more donations at here in Mataas na Kahoy, Batangas. And also I'm doing daily basis. Every day I'll always round every day, night, lunchtime, maybe to check all the homes na many people evacuate. As of this moment, starting January 13, many people evacuate. Then after 6 days, at this moment, date of January 22, starting 6 p.m. today, we have a lockdown all of this city municipality. Maybe until when? 48 hours countdown. Yes, maybe no one people can pass on this municipality. We need more supplies, also to children, senior citizen people, and also sa iba't ibang country, iba't ibang town here in Batangas City. Now
the councilman promised me, he said, I can't speak English very good, I'm going to do this in Tagalog. I said, do a little bit of both, but he did a great job in English. Do me a favor, we have a lot of subscribers here in the Philippines. Please, whatever you can, translate it into your Tagalog so they know as well.
Sa mga YouTuber natin dito sa Pilipinas, suportahan niyo po itong channel ni Sir para na rin makatulong dito sa ating lalawigan ng Batangas at sa iba pang city dito sa Philippines. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Sana po masuportahan.
Hey, thank you very much.
Your sir name
and the councilman actually said it was okay for us to do the video right here before he kicks me out. So anyway,
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
But I am Akosi James.
I am Raymart de Castro.
And it's so very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you,
and
sir,
thank you for your help with our video for today.
Sir.
Do you have like a website, or who could they contact? Is there a phone number or email that they can contact for your help and assistance?
if you don't mind, sir, maybe I give you my contact number.
Okay. Well, so what we'll do, the contact number of the councilman, we'll put that in the description block of today's video. And if you have family in this barangay or anywhere in the surrounding area that's affected, you have a direct connection to the help and the support here. Well, again, thank you so very much. Thank you. It's nice to meet you. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. You live here? You live in this area? Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, where's your mask? Where's your mask? You should have a mask.
No. What's your mask? Naiwan doon, naiwan.
Okay. Well, anyway, I got so excited. I got so excited when I saw the view, this beautiful, magnificent view of the volcano from this vantage point with all that ash. I forgot to put my mask on. So I know, please don't write any more things about I need to be more careful. I will try to be more careful. Well, it's about time to get back home to Villa Feliz and get these really good video images of the volcano, the drone flyover. Get that edited and upload to you as soon as possible. So let's head back. Let's head back to Villa Feliz. Well, on the way home, I just have to make a quick observation, and it really concerns me. I'm looking, this area is really, there's a lot of ash, there's a lot of volcanic ash floating around everywhere, in this, especially around here, where you have the vehicular traffic and it's stirring up the ash. But what I'm noticing is that there's only like half of the people or less are wearing masks to protect themselves. That's concerning. I do hope people take this seriously, because it might not affect you today, but it could affect you in 5, 10, 20 years from now, this stuff inside your lungs. From what I understand, volcanic ash is it's like glass, and it does not come out of your lungs, or not easily, and not in any short period of time. Well, I got to thinking this is probably the best time while I'm driving on the way back to conclude today's episode, so that I can go straight into editing when I get back. Anyway, you didn't see this over my shoulder out the window here. That's Fernando Air Base, because we're on the opposite side when we were driving going towards La Virginia. So you can see it's a pretty big air base that they have out here. And the flight path for their trainers just happens to be directly over our subdivision, most accurately over Villa Feliz. They do their formation flying for training purposes. I hear them all the time, but we've had very, very, very low, almost none of the flights, even commercial flights. Commercial flights are diverted because there's so much ash. Normally, one of the vectors that air traffic control gives the path for all the commercial airlines that fly from the north to the southern part of the Philippines is LIPA. LIPA is one of those. There's a name. This is the technical. I'm not a pilot, so I don't know that technical term for that vector, but they use it. And how do I know that? Because one of our friends in the subdivision, his name is Mark. He actually is a pilot for Singapore Airlines, and he commutes back and forth between Singapore and his home, and where our subdivision is. And he was telling me all those techie terms. So anyway, I'm going to close for today. Looks like I have a lot of traffic here on the way going back, so it's going to be quite a drive getting home. Now, there's a lot of really neat things about Lipa, but traffic is not one of them. That is one major problem here in Lipa. There's a lot of congestion here, but so is most of the towns and the cities here in the Philippines. And I think they are working. I think they're trying to do some other bypass roads around here. Well, I thought, well, I'm kind of stuck in a lot of this traffic right here. Why not take this opportunity to close today's video, so it'll be a very easy edit when I get back to Villa Feliz. But before I do close for today, I want to mention and recognize all those wonderful people who have been sending in donations to the GoFundMe Taal Volcano evacuee fund. Thank you very much. It's kind-hearted people like you who make a difference for other people's life. You know, everybody doesn't have the opportunities that some people do that are more fortunate. And if you can share some of that fortune that you've had in your life to those who are less fortunate or who have been in something like a natural disaster, like the volcano eruption, it's a wonderful feeling to do that. And you that contribute, you know that as well. And we will run everybody's name from the last episode that we ran till today. The people who have contributed, will run that at the end of today's episode. But anyway, it seems like the traffic has picked up just a little bit and I need to focus more on driving. So I'm going to close here. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. I can't point right now because I have to have both hands on the wheel. And you will be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.